All right, guys, today we are joined by former Philadelphia Philly World Series champion and country music artist Brett Myers. Thank you for joining the show today, Brett.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Hey, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show. So first off, I just want to dive right into it. Country music artist, we've been over that a couple times in our interviews. You got a big show coming up, the Great Atlantic County Music Fest in Jacks Beach, Florida. Can you give me a little teaser about the show? Can you maybe tease me with a couple songs that you might be playing for our viewers?
Yeah, I'm playing some songs off of my first album and off of my second album, and we have to play for 80 minutes. So my third album we're going to play about 7 or 8 songs off of that. Since how it's coming, it's going to hopefully be out into July. So we're hoping to have that out soon. And we're playing with some pretty good Nashville acts. Luke Combs, who has the #1 song on the radio right now called Hurricane, and Adam Craig, who has a songs on the radio as well, and Tobacco Road Band, who I like them a lot. They're good dudes and stuff. I have a few of their songs in my playlist and everything. So it's just some of the guys that I've listened to and would enjoy to actually meet them face to face would be cool, and to be put in that category with those guys, for them to allow me to entertain these people, which is supposedly they're supposed to be. It's sold out supposedly, but it is a free concert, but VIPs all sold out very quickly. So hopefully it's going to be a long day of music, I can tell you that. I mean, we have to report down there at 9:30 in the morning on Saturday, and show music starts at noon, but we don't go until 6:50. So it's going to be a long day for us, but we're looking forward to it. It's a great opportunity for us to play in front of some of the radio stations here in town and everything, and we're going to go from there. See what happens.
You got to have your music stamina up for that one. Man, that's a long day.
It's going to be bad, but I mean, bad is in like the time waiting before I have to get on stage. That's the anticipation part is always what kills me.
Does it? And you described this to me before. That sounds like a track meet to me. Like before you get up, like you get that 100-yard dash coming up, and then boom, you're in that race right there. You're waiting around all day, and then boom, you get to the race. Is it kind of like? I asked you this before, but is it kind of like when you pitched, when you would wait around 100%. All day, and you would just get that adrenaline
100%.
Rush?
100%. It's going to be. I mean, luckily, I got a good group of. Good crew around me, a good bunch of musicians around me that's been through all this stuff before and everything. But I mean, it's just like when I would pitch, I would, try to do the same things over and over again. Not in a superstitious way. Just it made me more comfortable with, eat the same thing or something like that. I just kind of had a better feel for what was going on. But when it comes down to getting up there and singing songs and stuff like that, it's tough to. You think it's like studying for a test. You think you have all the material remembered and everything like that until then when you get up there and you have to really perform it, you're not quite sure how it's going to go. Almost just like pitching, you don't know how your body's going to feel when you get up. That day that you pitch, it feels a lot better on some days than it does every day. So we definitely are going to give everything we got and put it out there on that stage, but sometimes it just doesn't go as planned, and there's hiccups and stuff. Like the last show we did, we were doing sound check for like an hour and a half. It should have taken 30 minutes. So just little hiccups in your day that doesn't go as right, but you gotta just worry about the task at hand and get up there and just rip it, feel the songs, man, and go after it.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I've never been up on a stage singing personally. I've been up on a stage talking to people, hundreds of people, and it's definitely a terrifying thing to go up and talk to people. Is it more terrifying in your mind, like when you first got up there, when you started singing, than it would be for you pitching? Because when you pitch, you just have to go out there and just, use your physical God-given gifts. Right. But when you go up there and sing, it's like, all that pressure's on you to sing the right words, to make sure that you hit all your notes and stuff like that. Did you feel that? Do you feel that pressure still, or is it kind of second nature to you?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely. If you don't get nervous, you might want to check your pulse. If you don't get the butterflies, you got to check your pulse. But I'm terrified of talking in front of a huge group of crowd. I have no idea what I'm going to say or what's going to come out. I'm terrified to do it, you know. But when it comes down to knowing the material and singing this stuff, if you feel the songs, I had a musician tell me this one time, you know, been doing it a long time, and, you know, had put out a bunch of albums, and tell me, if you don't feel the song, then you're not going to sing it well. So, like, each song, you got to, like, be in the moment, almost like you're in that story to be able to sing it. So you have to, like, go into a different place while you're trying to entertain the people. So I don't, the crowd actually puts so much adrenaline in me that much like it did when I was pitching in the World Series or the playoffs and stuff like that, I let them drive me. If the crowd's digging it, then I'm digging it, you know? So I played in the show in Tampa when we opened for Colt Ford, and these people didn't know my music or anything. We did the first couple songs, and I think they just stood there like zombies, like, what are we listening to here? Like, they had no idea, I guess. And then by the third or fourth song, they were like, oh, this stuff's really good. You know, you can start seeing them moving a little bit. After the show, I was talking to the guys in the band going, did we suck? Because I didn't see those people, like, moving as much, you know? And I was on a small space on stage. I couldn't really run the whole stage or anything. But after the show, the people at the merch counter and everything like that, I mean, it was unbelievable how many people, they all came over there and meeting me and buying CDs and shirts and stuff like that. And I was like, well, I guess we did do good, you know? I guess we did do fine. But then I played here in my hometown the next night and opened for Colt again, and people were singing my songs, waving their hands, beer cans up in the air and stuff like that. Like, so that was a better show to me because the fans brought more to it because they knew the material. So that was an eye-opening thing for me. It was. I knew it was kind of going to happen, but I just figured people would enjoy the music and not really worry about what's going on. But I think they were trying to figure out what was, you know, who I was and what I was singing and everything like that because they'd never heard it before.
No. Let me ask you this.
It's not like you go to a show and you get to hear the guy on your iPod or radio on the way there, you know.
Yeah, sorry for interrupting you there. I wanted to ask you, one of the things you pride yourself on is writing your own music. That's what you first started off doing. I guess you would feel more connected to the song because you wrote it yourself and because it's more or less stories about your own life, correct?
For the most part, I mean, not all of it's, you know, a story that's actually happened to me or something. It might have happened to one of my friends or something. Or somebody had told me a story and I turned it into something, you know. But yeah, I mean, I write all my stuff, you know, with you know, my co-writer and producer and everything like that. We just sit down and come up with ideas. I basically just throw ideas out there that people can relate to, and that's basically, I can relate to it. I like it. I listen to all of my music still. I don't even like listening to other people's music. For some reason, I don't know why, but I listen to my stuff,
right?
Because that's the stuff that I like to listen to, like that style. I mean, I listen to other, you know, rock bands for sure. I listen to rock and I listen to hip hop. I listen to pretty much everything, you know. But I just try to I listen to my music mostly, I would say, just so I can remember the words in case a big show like this does come up.
Right.
And writing the stuff, like, we turn these songs out so fast, like, we pretty much do, you know, one a week, or, I mean, we can do one a week. Like, we've done, in the last 6 weeks, we've done 6 songs, and now I have to remember these songs. And we just wrote them and put them down on the track and sang them and did everything like that, and now I have to come in here and try to remember those new 6 songs that we're doing in the set, and it's pretty tough to do, because when I write them, I'm done with it, sing it, done with it, then I do the next one. I keep doing the next one, and then don't have to worry about it. But now it's like I have 7 new songs I have to do, because we have to play 15 songs, and we're used to doing, you know, 9 to 10. So I have to do these new songs that are and my band's got to learn them too. So, you know, that's the crazy part about doing this. But they're professionals; they'll get it done. I wish we could practice every night, but you know, they got lives too.
Right. You talked about listening to other people. I want to ask you, when you go to these shows, because you have a lineup of really great guys that you have at the at the show that the Great Atlantic County Fest that you're going to, and also you're opening for Uncle Cracker this September at the Lactoberfest in Blackshear, Georgia. Do you go up to these guys and pick their brains a little bit in terms of, asking about their music or marketing or anything like that in the industry?
It's kind of like this. I would say, when I came home from playing baseball, I didn't want to talk about baseball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't want to go up to these guys. I just meet them and have a few beers with them. We, a couple shots or whatever, and we talk just random stuff. Just meet the guy. I don't just necessarily start bombarding them about what do I need to do. What do you think? What's this? What's that? I just want to be their friend at first. If they call me up later, if they like the stuff, then that's fine.
Right.
I think that's the way I normally handle it. I have a certain way I like to do things, and I'm working my way through it. But if they had any advice or anything like that, I'm sure they would tell me. Like, everybody in my band has been through this. They've all been through this. They've all been signed to record labels and done everything that I'm going through now. I'm starting at the bottom, trying to work my way to the top.
And you're slowly working,
like baseball,
right? And you're slowly working your way there too. I mean, you said to me before that you wanted to play in Philadelphia. How is that coming along, by the way?
Well, there's a couple things. I got an email to Dave. I'm not gonna let the cat out of the bag, but there's a couple things in the works that we're trying to get through, and for some big national acts, maybe going on before them. Hopefully it works out, but yeah, we're trying to. The thing is the hardest thing in the music business is to find people that know people that'll give you an opportunity. Like when we opened for Colt Ford and everything like that. He was a friend of mine, and I said, "Hey man, I saw you're playing in Jacksonville. I'd like to open for you because it's right in my backyard." And he goes, "Yeah, okay." And then he calls me back and he goes, "How'd you like to go open for me in Tampa too? I'm there the night before." I was like, "Yeah, for sure." To give me a chance to get out of Jacksonville. People in Jacksonville know me. I've played 3 shows here. I've played 1 show in Tampa. I haven't really been on the road. I'm playing another one in Georgia. So I'm just trying to get the name out there and find the proper shows that will benefit us, because I don't want to just go to the local bar and play at any little dive bar. We're a 6-man band. 3 guitars, bass, drums, and a lead singer. So we're not going to just fit in a little bar to go fit on a little stage and play. So that's the difficult part, because we want to also show that we're, the real deal, and not just trying to make it, and hopefully somebody sees us play. But I mean, playing this Atlantic Country Music Fest is huge, because it's a different venue I haven't played. It's a huge stage. They're predicting like 30 to 40,000 people there. I mean, not just to see me. I mean, it's throughout the day. It starts at noon and goes till 10 o'clock at night. So I'm sure people are going to hopefully be watching us play. And pretty sure I made a joke on Facebook that a couple people are going to be that guy, the guy that has too much, and yell out, "Play Freebird," which I enjoy. But I think it's funny. I'm not saying I haven't been there before, but
right. Is there a particular song you like playing the most? Speaking of people who just like hearing like one particular song being played?
Yeah, the ones I like to sing the most. I really like singing Black Creek. I think that's a fun song to sing, and that's the one that sticks out to me the most. I want a new song on my. It's going to be on my new album called Good Time. That's another one I like doing. The new songs, I really enjoy singing them because they're new to me, And the older songs, I enjoy singing them too. It's just I need a refresher course because normally that's what we were doing, playing. Now that I'm going to have 3 albums coming out, picking the right songs that the crowd's going to enjoy. And you don't know what type of crowd you're going to get.
Right.
But I can only play the music that I've done. So either they like it or they don't, So
That's the way you gotta be. That's the way you gotta be.
Our stuff's pretty rocking, so hopefully they'll enjoy it. And I got a couple slower songs we'll do, but yeah, we're just gonna try to rock and roll, man, and hopefully these. I'm pretty sure that they're gonna like it because Jacksonville, I usually get a good turnout, but I don't know if they dislike it.
I think that they will, but I want to ask you. Correct me if I'm wrong. Your new album is called "You're Welcome," right?
Yes, the one that is out now is called "You're Welcome." New one that we're working on finishing is going to be called "Dig In," and it's going to be out in hopefully July.
"You're Welcome" kind of caught my eye. I'm wondering why did you pick that name specifically? Is there a reason behind that?
Yeah, it's just my funny sense of humor. You know, because the people that bash. So I started the first record, and then there's people on it that want to bash that. Oh, you're playing music and it sucks or whatever like that. You need to stop doing it. So, you know what? I came out with a second album and told them you're welcome. They didn't have to thank me. You know, It's just my funny way of viewing things when people tell you that your music sucks or you should quit now. You were a terrible baseball player. And you're a terrible musician. Why do you even live? All this, all the people on Twitter, they just want to talk trash to you because they can't do the things that you do and stuff. So, it was kind of like one of those, you're welcome, like in your face type thing. And I thought, I normally say that to people. Just it's like an ongoing thing with me and my buddies. Like we always say that. So there was kind of like two meanings to it. But the way I took that was, with all the people telling me that I sucked and everything, I need to quit. So I just come out with another one.
It's almost like it's almost like you turn the other cheek to him, basically.
Yeah, but I didn't tell him, and like when somebody tells you suck or I hate you or whatever like that, you're like, you're welcome. Something like that. It's kind of like you take it as them saying thank you, but we really know that they're not thanking you for anything. So I think that's pretty funny in my eyes. I mean, that's just the way my personality is. I try to make a joke about everything.
It's kind of like that. Then, oh, go ahead.
And then the third one, like we're naming "Dig In" because it's when we first started this thing. I guess I didn't expect to even do a full album, and now I got two out, and I'm like, this third one, it's time to basically dig in. Like the song called "Dig In" is about kind of baseball and life and everything like that. When it's like it's hard work getting to where you want to go and everything, and you sometimes you learn, sometimes you take the wrong turn, you never know, so that's basically one of our the track on this, and we're opening with that song on the 17th. So
you and I don't want to jump the gun here, and I know that you haven't really put out the third album yet, but I'm wondering, do you have plans for a fourth?
Actually, you know what? I'm probably gonna stop at this one for now, just to see what the next year brings for shows. Because trying to do shows and write an album is pretty tough. Like this whole month, we haven't written another song, or the last month basically. We haven't written a song because we've been getting ready for this show. So, I mean, can I do one in between? Yeah, but we're trying to focus on getting the show done and it out of the way, because it is a tall task for us, because it's the first time I've ever got on stage and sang 15 songs and played for 80 minutes. I've usually done an hour, which is about 10 songs or so, with some jams and stuff in there. So that's difficult. So we're trying to focus on what's going on with this now. So that's what keeps pushing back the date of this album. I wanted it out before this show. I was going to try to get it out before this show, but that ultimately didn't happen. And I have a lot of fun summer songs on it, so I want to definitely get it out within the next month. But as these shows are starting to pick up for us, it's going to be hard to be doing albums and doing shows and stuff like that, because hopefully this show pushes us further, and then the next show pushes us even further like they have been doing. So that's what we're hoping for. I don't want a full-fledged tour to happen, You know, I don't want to be going away from the family and kids because I've already done that pretty much my whole career. I don't want to have to jump through those hoops again and be on a full-fledged tour. But, you know, doing, you know, 2 or 3 weekend shows a month would be pretty cool, obviously,
right,
in front of people. So, I mean, I think that's what we're striving for now. But then again, I was the guy that told my producer that I will never sing any of these songs live. You know, I didn't even want to sing them when I wrote them. But now here I am talking about other tour dates and playing with Nashville acts and stuff, established names and everything. You know, 3 years later, after I said that I would never do that.
It's funny how doors open up, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it is, and you know, I got a couple of things on the bungalow right now working that could be even bigger than what we're doing now. So it's just basically getting your name out there and pushing your name along and getting it in front of the right people that like your music. You know, I had a few things that you know, I was going to go up to Nashville, going to Nashville to talk to some people up there and everything about stuff, and you know, I backed out of it because I got so busy with this new album and everything, and these shows that were coming up. I was like, man, I don't even know, you know, what to do, because this is my first time.
Right.
So, but it's having those contacts and talking to those people might have opened up some doors for me. So, I mean, we're doing all this. This is all grassroots stuff, man. We're doing this right in our backyard, man. You know, we write and record the stuff in the backyard, you know, in the studio, and we rehearse at my place. So, I mean, we're not going through any major labels or anything like that yet. But
maybe in the future.
To get the push. Maybe, I don't know. It's what gets the push behind you. You know, I'm the type of guy that I think that I put myself around the right musicians that's been through this stuff, and a lot of people are going independent because there's too many people with their hand in the cookie jar, you know?
Yeah.
You know, if it costs me $2,000 to do a song or whatever like that, then, you know, that person's gonna take the sales from me. You know, and that's my money. Like, why do you get any of it? Just because you got my name out there, whatever, like, you know, #1 song on the radio. A lot of people don't know that record labels push a lot of money behind that to the radio stations for them to do it.
Right.
You know, so that's the way the radio industry works. And if you're not on that loop, then you don't get on the radio.
Well,
which is perfectly fine.
What makes your story so compelling is that you do it on your own, and that you have done it through your own social media platform, and that you've done it right. not just because your name is Brett Myers, but because you were able to market yourself the right way. And that's what I find compelling about your story. If you don't mind, I'd like to switch into something. I think this is a topic that you wouldn't mind talking about. The political correctness in sports these days. I got a little chuckle out of you. I know. The political correctness in sports these days. I know it's in politics. I know it's there. It drives me up a wall. But let me ask: does it trickle down to sports? Do you see it nowadays in, like, everyone gets a trophy, everyone's a participation winner, all that stuff? Do you see that developing?
Yeah. The problem is that everybody's got an opinion. You know, like what people say or whatever like that. People get so, I call it, I know it's offended, but I'm like, they get so butthurt about what people say. Like they said something bad about your family because they said something that you don't agree with. Like, why does your opinion matter? This is who this guy is. What he says and stuff should reflect on who he is as a person. Now, people do make mistakes, and they should be allowed forgiveness, you know, but by saying some of the wrong things, because people, when they get heated, they say some stuff that they shouldn't say. It's not them. They're just mad.
Right.
You know, especially after, you know, but the thing is that everything in sports and the media is taken out of context to make that person look that way. They want them to look bad. It's almost like you find some reporters that you like on the road, they don't, when you're playing, that doesn't have really a bad thing to say about you. Then you find ones that have their own opinion about you without even meeting you and want to just bash you for no apparent reason. So I think that and then when you can't fire back on them like Twitter. You can say whatever you want, but people believe what reporters write about people, and then they form their own opinion. Like let's just say, I write an article about you or something like that, just bashing you. Then people read that article, and then they start talking about what a piece of crap you are, and they never even shook your hand or met you.
Right.
Now, is every day going to be a good day for me, or is there certain days that are for you that you're ticked off and you might rub a person the wrong way? Absolutely. But that one impression on them is that they're going to think you're a piece of crap forever, which I don't really care what people think about me. They have their opinion. It doesn't bother me. Like, it's just like you have to have thick skin when you play baseball, especially in a town in Philly, because there's not every day you're going to go out there and shove it up somebody's tail and win every ball game, even though that's what they expect out of you. And that's what I expect out of myself, too. Come on. I just know it's not going to happen. It's baseball. It's unpredictable. So, with that being said, same thing with my music and everything. People are talking about what a piece of crap I am, and I'm a terrible singer, and I'm a terrible songwriter, whatever. It's stupid. Why are you even doing this? They didn't like me from the beginning.
Right.
They didn't like me from when I played ball. That's why they don't like my music.
Because they have a bad impression of you.
I've had some of the harshest critics listen to my music. I mean, some of my harshest friends that will tell me straight up, you suck. Go home, And I'm not pushing it on them. I said, tell me what you think of it. And they're still on the road. They're still on the ride with me.
Right.
Man, because that's what they enjoy. They enjoy that style of music. Okay, is my music for everybody? No, it's not.
Well, that's why they have different genres. And you know what? Here's the thing, too, I wanted to ask you. I mean, you have two sons who play baseball right now. Do you see this happening in their leagues? Do you see that, there's participation medals given out and all that sort of stuff?
I'll give you a funny story. So I went to Ocala for my son, one of my sons, because I actually have 3 boys playing now, because my 5-year-old's playing too. So I went to Ocala with my 6-year-old for the district qualifier to go to state. All right. So, funny story is they win their first game. They win their first game like, I don't know, 18-5 or something like that, right? And then their parents, we're all on a group text, right? And their parents go, hey guys, we're all going over to Freddy's for ice cream to celebrate the win. I immediately text back. I said, you don't get ice cream until you win the damn tournament.
Right.
Immediately text that back, right? Nobody said a word after that. So I didn't think, nobody said a word. But see, here's the thing. Nobody's name was programmed. My name's not programmed in their phone or anything, so I'm pretty sure they didn't even know it was me.
Right.
Except for a few of the dads come up to me, and I said, where'd y'all go get ice? They said, get ice cream? I said, really? They go, we all know you sent that text. We all know you did. I'm like, I know they're 6 years old, but my 12-year-old plays in a tournament, and he comes in second place. He takes his medal and throws it away when he gets home.
And that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. You shouldn't.
But my daughter finished second in the nation in equestrian hunter jumper division with the Virginia. She finished second in the nation in the middle school division, and she texted me. I said, "Good job, I'm real proud of you." She came in second place out of over 1,500 girls, and I'm talking about from California to ever. Right? I was proud of her. I said, "Way to go! You finishing second out of that many girls." She goes, "If you ain't first, you're last." That's what she told me. I was like, "Okay, Ricky Bobby," but I mean,
yeah,
that's the way I raised my kids.
Right.
Look, I mean, honestly, the real world is a tough world. It's a tough world. You get thrown out into it, you're going to have to learn. Do I baby my kids? No, I treat them like they're older, so they'll be more mature. Hopefully, I make sure they're accountable for the things that they do. I don't just keep feeding them. Here, take this, take that. Now, my wife's guilty of that. She likes to give them things to shut them up, I think, or
yeah.
Just I don't know. And I tell her about that all the time. Like, you got to stop doing that. But I mean, that's a difference of opinion anyway. It doesn't matter. I'm the one that says no all the time, and she's the one that says yes, so they know the one to go ask.
Right.
Because I'm like, no, you ain't doing that. I don't think so.
I think everyone had a parent situation like that where it's like, Dad's not going to say yes to that one.
That's the way my dad was with me. I only know how my dad raised me. He raised me tough, you know? And
yeah.
My daughter's tougher than all my boys. She's the toughest one.
Oh, we better not.
I mean, it trickles down, you know? They're trying to get their, their say in what's going on. But, you know, I like the fact that my son can't stand losing. My 6-year-old, he goes out there and he doesn't get a good hit off the tee, he's pissed off. I didn't tell him to do that. I'm the one trying to tell him you can't do that. You can't show your attitude, man. You got to run off the field. You get him the next time. Same with my 12-year-old. He's pissed off when he doesn't get a hit or when he doesn't do something.
Chip off the old block.
But that's good. I like that because it's competitiveness. They're competitive. You know, hopefully that'll make them work harder to get to what they want to do. You know, if they want to keep playing this game, they're going to have to work harder and harder and harder. And the only thing that I can really give them is that. That's what I'm just like, life's that way too, man. Baseball and life are the same freaking animal, if you ask me.
Yeah, I agree.
It's the same animal, you know? So I think baseball teaches people how to, you know, obviously be on time, you know, respect the game, you know, and you know, how to work hard to try to achieve what you want. It's not always easy.
Right.
You know, it'll knock you down. The game will beat you up just like life will. You got to figure out how to get out of that hole. And that's what a lot of my music is about. I might not just come out and say it that way, but I put in, you know, a play on words basically that hints to that. People can take it how they want to take it.
Well, Brett, I don't want to keep you too long here. I have one last segment of the show that I want to do with you. It's called Quick Pitch. I have 5 quick pitches to throw at you, and just answer them any way you want. The first one is, if you never became a baseball player or a country music artist, what would you be?
Oh man, I couldn't tell you. I wanted to be a veterinarian, but once I figured out how much time I had to spend in school to figure that out, and I was like, nah, I probably wouldn't have done that.
Yeah. that was the last thing I thought you would say. Honestly, seriously, the last thing I thought. Any firefighter, cop, anything, a veterinarian. Nice.
Yeah, no, I didn't really have any plans. I had one goal and one goal only, and that was to play baseball.
Well, you accomplished it. I mean, so you can't be mad about that.
No.
Favorite hobby outside of baseball and music?
Oh, let's see. I mean, well, I like riding 4-wheelers. You know, I like bowling. I like doing all the redneck stuff. Yeah. You know, playing golf. I like playing golf too.
How's your handicap?
I've been playing a lot of golf. I'm about 9 or 10.
Oh, that's pretty good. I'm sure you had a lot of time to play since you retired, huh?
No, I just now got back in. Yeah, just now got back into it probably about 2 months ago.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not bad for 2 months.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Favorite pitcher or just baseball player in general growing up?
Well, I had several, but I would have to say the ones I liked the most was Nolan Ryan and Roger Clemens. But I loved Andre Dawson, Ryan Sandberg. I loved half Mark Grace. I loved most Sean Dunston. I can keep going, but because that's who we got to watch on TV, the Cubs and the Braves.
Right. Did you ever model yourself after Ryan or any of these guys, like your pitching style?
100%.
Yeah, your pitching style.
Nolan Ryan, I had a high leg kick.
Mm-hmm.
Roger Clemens, where my hands were and stuff like that. I tried to do everything that they did. I tried to look at my mechanics identical to what they did.
Right.
Those two guys were, even when I was in the big leagues, I was trying to do everything Roger Clemens did.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Funniest teammate.
These guys are my idols, so.
Yeah. Did you ever get a chance to talk to Roger?
I talked to both of them before, and I swear to God, both of them were about 6'10".
Wow.
When I talked to them, but they weren't. They were about the same size I was, but I swear that I thought they were 6'10" when I met them because they would just gods to me, you know.
Did you get starstruck?
That's absolutely. That's why I thought they were 6'10".
Yeah.
I mean, they were gods to me. And I met Roger when I was 20 years old, I think.
Oh, so you definitely were starstruck.
And I thought he was a giant. And then when I played in Houston, we talked a lot of the times, and he was just about the same size I was.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I know. And I only met Nolan Ryan once, and he was on the field when we were playing in Houston was playing in Texas, and I swear he was freaking huge. I didn't know what to say. I was stumbling over my words. Nice to meet you.
What did you end up saying to him?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I mean, I don't even know if anything came out of my mouth that was, that I pronounced right. I don't even know if I said an actual word.
I'm sure you're used to that though.
Well, I mean those guys, and then another one that was pretty cool is the Hawk. Andre Dawson was working out in Miami on the elliptical, and I had pitched the night before. I went inside to get on the stepper and the treadmill and stuff and work out, and Andre Dawson said, "Hey Brett, how's it going?" I went, "Huh?"
Love that.
I froze, and I didn't know what to say because I grew up watching these guys. Like that's the way I took baseball, though. Like these guys were just that's the way I played the game. I wanted to play the game exactly the way they did. Just tough, hard nosed. If you didn't like it, I'd hit you anyway and fight you on the mound. I didn't care.
And it's so
crazy. I like to play.
It's so crazy to see them in person and they acknowledge you. You're one of their peers, which is cool.
Yeah, I know. That was amazing to me.
Last two. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say I modeled my game after the old school guys, the way they played. That's the way I wanted to play the game.
Right.
Stick up for your teammates. People give you any crap, fight them. That's the way it was. I mean,
right.
That's the way I watched. That's the way I know it. That's how I know it.
Very true. Hey, I can't argue with that. Yeah. Funniest teammate while with the Phillies.
Funniest teammate with the Phillies. Ryan Madsen was a riot. He was funny. But all those guys were pretty funny. We fed off of each other with the jokes and stuff like that. But yeah, Madsen was probably the most entertaining of them all.
That's. I'm surprised you didn't say Victorino. Is he a close second?
No, no. Madsen ran the show.
Yeah.
Madsen definitely. You can ask him about that team. He will tell you that he's one of the funniest freaking guys we had on that team.
That's interesting. It's not what I was expecting. Funniest thing a fan ever said to you or asked you to sign, anything like that?
Funniest thing a fan ever asked me to sign?
Or like said to you, something like that. Like anything that a fan said to you that was like outrageous.
Like bashing me or something like that? I don't know.
Like anything that was like really notable, I guess you could say.
One of the things that like really sticks out in my head was I was running in the outfield when I was in 07. I was closing at the time, and we played the Cubs, and Madsen was running with me, and he'd just given up a home run to Sammy Sosa the night before, and the guys just heckling the hell out of Madsen about giving up the homer, and we were running about 15 sprints, and for the first 10, this guy's all over him. Finally, I'm like, "You ready?" He goes, "Hold on." Madsen stops, and he goes, "Hey, man, you coming on Wednesday?" The guy's like, "What?" There's like 3 guys up there, right?
Uh-huh.
There's one guy just heckling. He goes, "Hey, man, you coming on Wednesday?" He's like, "Wednesday?" He goes, "Yeah, man, you coming on Wednesday?" And the guy goes, "What's on Wednesday?" He goes, "To pick up my trash, mother." And then we took off. And that was funny.
Nice.
And the funny part is that the guy, after he said that, was so pissed off. He was so pissed off not only that Madsen said that to him, but his friends started heckling him after that. Like they started rubbing it in, like, "You just got owned. He just told you," So, that was probably one of the most memorable things. Nothing I had said or anything like that, but it was funny as hell. I still talk about it to people a lot because I thought it was hilarious. But
That's a
The
perfect
guy
story.
deserved it.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
But I'm pretty sure he's telling the same story. And that was 10 years ago. I'm pretty sure he's telling the same story to all of his friends. They're sitting around having a beer going, remember when Ryan Madsen said you were his trash man? I can only imagine. Or he's got one of those voodoo dolls and he's stabbing him. Yeah, he's pissed or something. I don't know.
Oh, hey, Madsen had that. What did he had that Tommy John. That could be some bad karma for him, perhaps. Who knows?
Yeah,
that might be
knows?
some weird. Who's that guy from Major League who had the voodoo doll? Jabu, yeah.
Serrano?
Pedro Serrano.
Pedro Serrano, yeah.
He's got a Jabu Madsen doll sitting in his home. Well, hey, Brett, thank you so much for the laughs, for everything, man. If you want, go listen to Brett's music on iTunes, and you can visit his website, brettmyersmusic.com. You can also give him a follow on Twitter at BackwoodsRebel39. Brett, thank you so much again. Best of luck to you, and we hope to have you in Philly sometime soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Awesome.